How did you like come out of the closet to your parents?
Oh man,
that you're a comedian.
Yeah, it's like it was rough. It was
bet.
Yeah, a lot of anger. But my parents are like for conservative immigrant type people. You know how immigrants tend to be a little more conservative.
Yeah.
They're pretty liberal. So I think my mom got behind the idea more quickly than my dad. They're both on board now.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it took a while. It took a little. There's an immense pressure in brown and Asian households. So it's like, just add an extra bit of pressure to that. I'm good under pressure. So
who is it? You mean immense pressure for you, obviously,
yeah,
the kids.
For like,
but is there pressure on them?
Yes, from their community. So my mom would get calls from like people in her community and being like, they would blame her for me being a fuck up. And granted, I still, even in like I work very hard. I'm not like I'm not like addicted to drugs, but in their minds, I was going down that path.
Right.
All these people, so they would like call her and be like, "You fucked up. You're a bad mom."
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, and any sort of Asian community, South Asian, East Asian communities.
Yeah.
In America, there's a lot of pressure. I think we have 10 times more of the child suicide rate than any other.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. We have in the Bay Area, because this Bay Area is heavily Asian.
Oh yeah.
These things called suicide clusters,
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
will like one of my years, I think in high school or early college. There was like I think 3 separate kids in one year at one high school jumped in front of a train.
Oh, I remember reading about these clusters once.
Yeah, so that's what happens. It's like one will kill
like
themselves.
a contagion.
It'll become like a contagion.
Yeah.
Because kids can't deal with the intense pressure. Because we're in middle of California. There's kids going to Ivy Leagues. There's kids going to like I had a 4.1 GPA at my high school, and that wasn't enough to get into Berkeley or anything like that from my school.
Why?
Because 4.1, I'm one of like 70 kids with above a 4.0.
How do you get in?
You have to have so much extracurriculars and so much, and you have to like really kill it on your SATs. I got like a 2100. That wasn't out of 2400 at the time. That wasn't close to being at the top SAT score in my grade.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's like an intent. It's like we were talking about football earlier. It's like the way the South is with high school and college football is what the Bay Area was with academics. Yeah. In terms of just pure intense like pressure.
Yeah. This is why you're seeing a lot of these lawsuits and stuff though too, because those communities work so much harder and then they get in, and now the schools like Harvard, they got sued for like discriminating against the Asian communities essentially.
Right.
And the Asians are like, hey, we're basically killing our kids to get in here, and now you're like discriminating against them.
Yeah, now you're
it's insane.
Now you're like
not our fault we're amazing and make our kids work hard.
Yeah. Well, really, you know what's so funny when they're like, when they say that immigrants send their best over, really Asian immigrants from the 80s to I would say 2010s for sure, that's what was happening. Only the smartest, and maybe before the 80s too, but only the smartest could, like my dad's story to get to America is so crazy, the amount of tests he had to take and all the shit he had to do. So it's like, you had to be super, super smart. Right. Which is why a lot of immigrants are so against.
Conservative.
No. Yeah, they are conservative. They're so against illegal immigration. Right. Because of how hard it is to come here the right way. Yep. And to earn your spot here, the stuff they do, that's why they're very like.
I didn't understand this at all because I was in a liberal bubble my whole life. My roommate's mother, 2016, was super MAGA, and she was an Iranian, like came from Iran and was in Texas. And I was like, she was super MAGA, and I did not understand it. And I finally got on the phone with her because I'm like, I really want to understand, like, how I couldn't conceive of, like, how can you be an immigrant and be so against this? And she was like, no, it was so hard to get here the right way. We had to do so many things. We had to jump through all these hoops, and we had to take all these tests and fill out all this paperwork and pay all this money. And then these people just come in and like, no. Right. And so that was in 2016 was the first time I was like, It was just like eye-opening to me.
Also, people who come over here tend to be like strong, like family values type people, because when you move over here, it's like the family's kind of the only thing you have. So the core unit becomes stronger. And so because of that, the conservatives have pivoted, like have placed themselves as we're the family values party.
Yeah.
So a lot of them also lean that way because of that, of just like the strong family core is so important to them.
My entire neighborhood is pretty much an H-1B visa neighborhood, I think. Like we aren't the minority, but it's probably 50-50.
Right. Well, then now at a certain point, the H-1B visas is just used to undercut American workers.
Yeah.
Like, I think there was a time where like they were only taking, like, you had to be the best of the best. And now companies have realized, like, we can just pay them less. So we can take, instead of just the best of the best, we can also just take the middle of the pack over there.
Yeah.
We can just undercut American workers for our bottom line.
And they can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
They're like indentured servants. It's like not a great deal for them either. They have to they can't like go get competitive wages. Because their visa is relying on being at that company. So it's messed up for them too.
Right.
But yeah, I think when that whole H-1B visa like debate kind of like around Christmas, I was like, what are you losers doing debating about this on Christmas Day? But why am I also looking at it? But when that kind of burst up around Christmas this year online, and then they were like, yeah, that you should see the middle class. They're undercutting the American. I was like looking out my window. I'm like, I mean, they do kind of have a point. Like I'm firmly in what would be considered probably middle class out where we are in the suburbs. And it's definitely like way more diverse than the suburb I lived in Minnesota.
Interesting.
So I was glad because I was worried we were going to come move to a suburb in Texas and it would just be like no diversity. And that one of the things I loved about living in a city as a kid and the thing I hated about moving to the suburb in Minneapolis or outside of Minneapolis was just how there was no diversity at all. No, it was all white. And coming from the city, that was weird and disorienting because we'd been in Minneapolis. And then moving here, I was like, oh, okay, there's like Nigerians in our neighborhood. There's tons of Indians.
A lot of Indians up north, right? Yeah, a lot of Indians.
A lot. I mean, there's 3 different Indian stores. I cook a lot of this kind of food, and I'm like, this is amazing. Because it's like the stuff you can never find. I'll have these recipes and it's like, oh, where are you going to find that obscure vegetable? And it's like, well, there's an Indian market right down the street. It's great. But I do understand the kind of point. I can see it. I can see how that would, how when people were making that argument, I was like, no. And then I like look out my window and it's like Bollywood. Like, okay, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe there is a point.
It's definitely used to undercut, but like that's sort of the whole H-1B argument like last year sort of really, to me, like underscores the problem with like politics in general and the Republican Party. It's like at the end of the day, they're all like beholden to these big companies.
Yeah.
And they will make decisions that'll help these big companies over the American people at every turn.
Yep.
No matter what.
Yep.
No matter what. And like it's like the with ICE now, it's like you're trying to deport illegal immigrants, which makes sense. But like some of the tactics you use are like you're trying to scare people.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, all these businesses, all these big multinational corporations that are using these people so that they can pay them less are going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's like you're not treating the underlying cause of what's happening is that we're making it easier for these companies to import labor from outside America.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not going to change. And you're not changing that.
I've been saying this for years, just doing this podcast, being in this space. I was writing roast jokes for somebody, one of us, and they were performing at this private event in Park City, and I got to go, and it was like all these people. It was an insane list of people, and they all flew in on their private jets, and Sam Altman was talking there. He was giving a little talk, and everybody was clapping, and I was in the back with this other guy, and I was getting like chills down my spine listening to him talk, and just everybody just had dollar signs in their eyes. But I looked at this guy and I was like, should we take this guy? Like, is this our only chance to to change the course of history and save humanity?